Okay. Uh, in this week, we will continue with the if conditions, while loop, for loop, switch case. These are the basic control statements that you might see in all programming languages. And so we will go over one at a time. Sometimes I might solve some problems, right? Okay. The let's go today the if then else, right? If is this it works if a conditional expression or a expression, then if it is true, if this is true, then it will execute all the statements in here. Okay, a simple statement could be maybe x equal to x plus 1. We don't know, but whatever the statement that you want, you can plug in those statements within the braces. Maybe y plus plus, increment y, whatever you want, z equal to 0, you do. So these are compound statements. Okay, and they will execute only if the condition is true, and else if it is false, you can also say else if something else. Then you can have some more conditional statements within the else part. So you can have as many else that you want. All right, and the one thing that you might want to be a little careful is this, the condition. The condition we said true, right? Conditional expression. The conditional expression is true if it is a non-zero. Remember that. If it is non-zero, then it will become true. If it is 0, it will be false. That's something you have to remember that. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you a program I wrote. Alright, so this is a simple program. I've declared 3 variables, x equal 4, another integer y equals 0, another integer z equal to minus 5. So one is positive, one is 0, one is negative, right? So inside the expression, if expression we said, x is an expression in this case, is results in 4. The value of x is 4 now. So because it's true, that is because it's greater than is non-zero, then it will print. In this case, the y equal to 0, because it's 0, it won't print this statement. Okay, because y equal to 0. And in the third case, z equal to minus 5, in this case z is non-zero because minus 5 is non-zero, it will print this. Alright, so we'll compile this program. and let's run it. As you can see, it printed the x value, it printed the z value, it did not print y. Alright, y was 0, so it did not print, whereas it printed x because it is 4, that is non-zero. It printed z, which is minus 5, because it's non-zero. So this is the distinction that you have to keep in mind when you evaluate a conditional expression. A lot of students, what they do is, they think anything that is less than 0 or anything that is negative will not be true. Okay, that's a lot of people think that, but it's not the case. Only if it is non-zero, the statement will execute. Okay, that's something you have to remember. Okay, then in C language, you put conditional compound statements using braces. You probably know, because you are coming from Java, you would have done that. I can put like that, right? So so braces are basically used in case you are planning to execute multiple statements in the under the if class. I can also put else. Else can have this simple statement, could be anything, but I'm just putting a fail class, maybe something like that. Okay, and the syntax could also change. If you can say if x is less than 0, you can put that. X is negative. Else, if x equals 0, I can put a compound statement again here. Alright, I can execute oops. Oh, it did something. Anyway, let's type it again. Okay, keep doing something. So you can have as many if then else statements as you can, and depending upon if you want a compound statement or not, it still depends upon your application. But if you're planning to put a lot of statements within a class, then you need to enclose them with braces. Make sure that you match them. Sometimes you won't be able to match, so you have to take utmost precaution in figuring out how the braces match. If you are using VI, in this case I am using VI, I use percent sign to match them. If you are using nano, I have no idea. So take utmost precaution in matching these braces. Alright, I'm going to just remove all these things for now. These things are there in the PowerPoint, so I'm going to remove it. I'm going to just upload this simple program. The rest of the stuff are there in the PowerPoint. So that's all about the if statement. Okay.